Weinberg, who's a UCLA law student and chairman of UCLA Young Americans for Freedom. What is going through your mind as you see all of this unfold on your college campus?
This is a disgrace. To me, this looks like a war zone.
There are a number of parents who are going to be suing these schools all across the country, Matthew, for tuition reimbursement because the basic services from the schools have not been provided because, just like at UCLA, for the most part, the administrators have really caved to the protesters.
Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. If you are new here, welcome. I would love it since you clicked on the video to watch it. If you would also click on that subscribe button and help me to grow this channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. I truly do appreciate your continued support on my channel, and I hope that you are subscribed as well. So by now, we have all seen the unbelievable protests that have been going on college campuses across the country over the last week or two. It might even be longer. I have completely lost track of this chaos at this point. This all started when a bunch of these college kids started putting up tents on school grounds, somehow believing that living in expensive camping gear on the campus of the prestigious university that they pay tens of thousands of dollars to attend every year would somehow get back to the people of Palestine as a show of solidarity and bring them comfort. You know, the people who live in poverty under the rule of terrorists who removed the pipes meant for clean drinking water for the people of Gaza in order to make homemade rockets that, while meant to target Israelis on the other side of the fence, often fall short and land on their own people. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that they appreciate your sleeping bag, the Stanley Cup you have full of filtered water, and the early morning latte you enjoy while claiming to understand the oppression of living under terrorists who would cut your head off just for the outfit that you're wearing.
But I don't believe living in a pup tent for Hamas is really helpful.
But of course, the luxury campsite protest did not end there. Quickly, the crowds have grown because nothing draws a crowd quite like a crowd. And more of these students were coming together, spreading their messages and rage, which have been things proven to be more contagious than even COVID. These massive groups have spent several days making life an absolute nightmare on these campuses, particularly for Jewish students. There have been several videos of Jewish students being blocked from school entrances, yelled at, harassed, and even physically attacked.
Good afternoon. This is being audio and video recorded.
Sorry, can I pass you?
We're going to walk this way.
I'm trying to walk around my own campus, please. I pay tuition here just like you do.
This is being audio and video recorded.
You guys are all students. Sorry, I'm just gonna...
We're going to walk this way. This is public. This is public space. We're going to walk this way.
I'm just trying to pass through.
And you guys are blocking us.
I'm sorry. Guys,
you guys have closed the entrance. We are UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. You three. Oh, look, they're making their burger while I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this. I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance. Why can't they go? Will you let me go in? This can be over in a second. Just let me and my friends go in to class.
So they are being denied entrance to the classes and the school that they pay tuition at and have just as much right to be there as anybody else. But somehow these toddlers in adult bodies are allowed to run the show. And I would invite any parent, if that is your child in the picture, though I'm sure it's difficult to tell because they are too cowardly to show their face. But if you recognize the top of one of these children's head, please come get your kid because clearly they are not ready to behave appropriately in public. And this is actually a video of a young Jewish girl who was beaten to the point of unconsciousness and had to be removed from the premises and taken to the hospital. And just as a reminder, though I'm sure that we do not need reminding, this is not happening in 1944 Germany, but 2024 America on these leftist indoctrination camps. You know, the people that claim to be about love, tolerance, equity, diversity, and inclusion. And as we've seen, the chaos just completely explode on these campuses, again, across the country. The police have had to send in squads to break up these mostly peaceful protests using pepper spray and tear gas and sometimes a little more physical force.
Images showing protests turning violent at Cal Poly Humboldt. Police struggling to control hundreds of pro-Palestinian demonstrators on the college campus. The school now closed today. This comes on the heels of demonstrations across the country. NYU ramping up security with a new barricade after clashes with police. Columbia University offering virtual learning for the last week of classes after some Jewish students said they felt unsafe on campus, like Aiden Hunter, who tells us he understands why people are protesting.
I don't mean to diminish that, but I'd say the majority of my friends, especially Jewish friends, feel a sense of insecurity at this time.
It's been more than 200 days since the start of the Israel-Hamas war, prompting pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses, which are spreading. Protesters demanding colleges divest from companies they say profit from ties to Israel.
So it's my understanding, as I said before, that this is all to show solidarity with the people of Palestine. And I guess that the belief is that terrorizing Jewish students on their campus and destroying the schools that, again, they're paying thousands of dollars to attend will make the lives of people in Gaza better. And I guess the reasons for causing this much chaos and destruction and attacking their fellow college students with such ferocity must be really good. And there must be true conviction behind this cause on a cellular level to go through this much trouble. So I do think it's important to get more of an in-depth explanation directly from one of these protesters to tell the rest of us why they're engaging in such radical, unhinged activism.
What would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU is doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh. What?
Oh. So maybe Taylor USA will have better luck in getting a good answer for us.
So what brings you out to the University of Utah campus today, kind of, with this encampment situation going on?
Just what's happening in Gaza, obviously. I saw a poll recently that described how like 70 to 80% of Palestinians believe that they will be victorious in the end of this struggle, and that they're counting on people here to support them in that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I'm here to support them.
Okay, what do you think the end goal is, for this encampment and the other encampments that we've seen, popping up across colleges in America?
Honestly, it's just here to ultimately bring awareness to the situation and to help contribute to a free Palestine, and to help contribute to, sorry, my mind's drawing a blank, just an end to the apartheid and stuff like that.
Right, and then final thing for you, I see you're painting, a Rip Aaron Bushnell, mural for him. He was the one that self-immolated, was about a month and a half ago, the Air Force veteran. What kind of drives you to paint that here?
I mean, the same thing that drove people in the West Bank, I think, to name a street after him. Do you know what I mean? Just to honor his memory. A lot of people have come to regard him as among the martyrs in Palestine.
Yes, I'm sure that the people of Palestine are thinking deeply about Aaron Bushnell, the college student who set himself on fire on their behalf. And with so much dedication and clarity behind the cause that they are fighting, they must be willing to own the things that they are carrying out. This blocking of students, this holding people hostage, this chaos and these attacks, and all of these things that have been happening that have even drawn in police squads to break things up. Like, you really must be willing to own the part that you are playing in this and not be one to shy away from it.
How do you feel about them taking over the building right now?
I think that their cause is a just cause, and I hope that the administration really hears their demands. I think they're just demands.
Do you feel like it was right to hold 3 of the janitor workers hostage within inside of the building.
I think that's a really false narrative.
That's what the janitors are saying, that they weren't allowed to leave.
I think that that's a really false narrative.
Even if the janitors are saying that, you're saying that that's not true.
I think that it's a really false narrative that the students took anyone hostage.
How do you feel about some of the Jewish students saying that they don't feel safe here on campus?
I think that this is also a really false narrative that's being promoted.
Do you think October 7th and the attack that happened is a false narrative? Do you believe that some of the women were raped?
My colleague just came back.
So this is what happened.
Can you get out of my face, please?
So the plan is to create chaos and violence on as many college campuses as possible, but when questioned about the cause or about the things that are actually happening, to just repeat the talking point that it's a false narrative. You might want to get your money back on that college degree. But I do think Megyn Kelly asks the most important question of all of this.
And by the way, why are they so unattractive? I really legitimately want to know. Why are all the protesters so homely? I don't think they're unconnected. I'm not going to lie. I think attractive, smart people are not drawn to this nonsense. They're living their lives being successful. It's the unattractive and or dumb people who feel the need to do this to feel like they matter. Sorry.
And I think that is a great question. And this is one that we may never truly know the answer to, though my theory is that whatever beliefs you hold inside manifests on the outside. If you are angry and hateful and your soul has been so poisoned that you would carry out this kind of stuff and not only not know why you're doing it, but not even caring that you don't know why you're doing it, but you'll gladly do it anyway, you can see the anger and the bitterness on the outside. That and a lot of these people were not attractive to begin with, so making yourself ugly on the inside just went against something that they did not have in their favor in the first place. Thankfully, police have been able to step in and make hundreds of arrests, though I don't know about you guys, I don't see an end to this madness anytime soon. The riots of 2020 were allowed and even encouraged to go on for months, and I would not be surprised if these 2024 riots that we're seeing on these college campuses are going to carry over into bigger outbreaks of chaos that flood into our own communities. But just to end on a positive note, something I'm sure that none of us ever thought we'd say, but it is our frat boys that are coming to the rescue. So they did surround this flagpole to protect the officers as they removed a Palestinian flag from the pole and rightfully replaced it with an American flag while drowning out the screaming America-hating banshees with chants in support of the country they love, the US of A. These guys protected the flag while having projectiles and liquids thrown at them. And I think that this is an image that will go down in our history books as one of the finest moments amongst chaos. And just to make it even better, these boys received $380,000 in donations, which, as Chad Prather here said, should be used to throw the biggest frat party they can throw because they have earned it. Meanwhile, this gal who has a PhD in like Marxist poetry or something ridiculous couldn't even get anyone to run to the local Walmart to get them a few bottles of water and a bag of chips.
I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid wrap.
Tell that to the Jewish students who are being beat up and cannot even walk to their classes because of you guys. And I just want to throw this guy in here because it's just kind of funny.
I was against censorship. When they try to take out explicit materials from kids, schools, and stuff like that, then y'all are against censorship. But now, when a student wants to record, suddenly you're wearing masks, you're wearing sunglasses, you're hiding your face, you're trying to censor people's freedoms and rights. Like, man, y'all are a very confused group of people, man. Is this SJP giving y'all these rules, or is this FJP?
You're free to leave.
I am, because I'm a U.S. citizen, so I'm free to do anything I want. That's the cool thing about being a U.S. citizen.
Epic trolling in real time. Guys, I don't even know what the moral of the story is. I guess, first, if you want your kids to grow up to be educated, do not send them to an Ivy League school. They stand a really good chance of graduating with a lower IQ than Forrest Gump, feeling more unhinged, inexplicable rage than Hillary Clinton after losing to Trump. Secondly, there are parents raising their kids the right way these days. They just don't get the coverage that they should, so it's easy to feel like these lunatics are representative of the majority, and it's just not true. Third, maybe it's not such a bad idea to let your daughter date a frat boy. But I would love to hear all of your thoughts on this in the comments below. I just think this whole thing is insane, but again, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon, at least not if you live in a blue state. We have seen states like Florida and Texas and Utah break up these violent grown adult play dates, but in other states like California and wherever you live that is run by Democrats, it is just going to continue and probably get worse. Leave your thoughts in comments below. Please be sure to hit that like button. It really does help me, and I would love it if you would subscribe. I am trying to grow this channel. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.